glitching.
Yeah.
She's an anomaly.
Ah,
We just saw Into the Spider-Verse.
that was a good movie.
First of all, that was an amazing movie. Spoiler-free review. Amazing.
10 out of 10. Go see
10 out
it.
of 10.
Awesome.
Go see it and then go see it again, because I guarantee you're going to need to see it more than once.
A lot of fun things happen.
Yeah, I feel
lot
like
of not fun things happen too.
I feel like I need to see it again so I can fully wrap my mind around what I just saw.
I thought the first one was good, and it was, and this just elevated it. I love a sequel that elevates its original movie.
Me too.
That's
like
what a
Princess
sequel
Diaries
is supposed to do. It's not supposed to retcon anything. It's not supposed to add unnecessary thing. It's just supposed to elevate the original movie so that you go back and you're like, wow, this is a great story. All of it.
Yeah. But it was amazing. You guys should absolutely go see it.
Yep.
I loved it.
Yep.
The animation is beautiful. Yep. The acting, voice acting, amazing.
I'm sure you already know, but there is a lot of flashing.
Yes.
Beware. I think this might be worse than the first one.
Oh, it's definitely worse than the first one. Literally every scene flashed.
There's not a single calm moment.
For a second, I thought things were in 3D.
And I wasn't even
wearing 3D glasses.
They were in 3D.
No, but I felt like they were coming into my face.
It was a lot.
And I was just like...
So...
My eyes kind of blurred out a little bit.
Even if, that's not a danger, if that's something you're sensitive to, maybe not watch it in a movie theater. It's a lot.
Yeah. Okay, on to the spoiler part of the review. So if you haven't seen it, you don't want to be spoiled, get on out.
Get on out. I knew just very few things about this movie before I got in. One, I knew that Issa Rae's person was pregnant.
Yes.
2, I knew... Nope, that might be it. Well, I knew what the next one was called and what the logo looked like.
I knew they were going through the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, and I knew a lot of people really wanted to talk about it after, and I can understand why.
Yes.
Why would you Infinity War us?
They Infinity War'd us so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. Literally, it was the same exact feeling. Sitting there being like,
where's the rest of it?
I'm sorry. And it's so funny because literally I was telling you, Shar, we were sitting there and I was like thinking, because it was a good movie, so I didn't even notice how long I'd been sitting there. But towards the end of the movie, I was
felt like, hey, shouldn't we be wrapping this up? But then it was like,
we've been watching this movie for quite some time, and then Gwen was talking,
and I was like, oh, you're ending it. And I was mad, but it's
not like a mad.
I was mad.
Oh, I wasn't. I was more so just like, what? Like, it was like the same kind of mad that I was for Infinity War, where I was like, give it to me now, but also, you guys did a good job.
You did a great job. A great job. So, we're going to talk about Spot for a second. That's not a villain of the week. I just knew it was. I was with Miles. I was like, this is just a little rinky-dinky thing. We're going on our way to another
First of all, it was when he was around, when Miles said, he was like, I bet we'll never see that guy's face again. I was like, I knew he's about to be something.
We were going to see him again
I was like, yeah, he's going to be like a big something. But I was like, he went from being this like little goofy whatever
to being scary.
He's scary.
Yeah.
When his voice like flattened and he like when he became all black and he was like, I'm going to take everything from you like you took everything from me. I was like, sir, what happened to your funny, silly little voice? Where's that?
Yeah. I couldn't even tell their voices apart sometimes. That's why I said to Anya in the car. Like, that fight with them arguing, I was like,
it was the cadence. Like, they had kind of similar
and then we can't see their mouths, so I'm like, I don't even see who's talking. I had to just
go
look
off
at the
eyes.
context.
Well, he didn't have eyes.
No, just had to go off the context of what he was saying. Like, okay, well, Miles wouldn't say that, so.
He said, my holes can take me anywhere.
Yeah, he was fun.
Okay.
It was when he went and fought him again after the interview. I was like, oh, we're still doing this. And then he slipped away, and they were like, "Oh, it'll never be a issue." I was like, "Oh, we're still
Yeah,
doing
no.
this."
He said, "I'm your
See,
arch nemesis." He will be your arch nemesis.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think? You think Dad's gonna die next movie?
Bro,
It could go either way.
I feel like it might be his mom.
It could go either way.
I feel like his mom might die.
Somebody's
probably gonna die.
probably
But
gonna
it could
die. But
also,
maybe not.
yeah, because Miles
Maybe
said this
not.
is his story.
All right, he's writing this.
But it's also like you can't control everything.
Yep.
So, and it's like, is Spot gonna kill one of his parents, or
is it
other Miles?
Or is it gonna be Oscar Isaac's character? What's his name? Miguel?
Yeah.
Could be him.
We got 3 potentials.
He gets rid of Spot. He gets rid of other Miles. We'll talk about that. Believe me.
We'll get there.
And then he's like, no, you still need a canon event. Bah!
It's like, in order to be a Spider-Man.
I'm like, he had one. Y'all showed it. You don't need multiple. Okay?
Kind of had 2. He watched the first Spider-Man die.
Okay?
And then he watched
his uncle die. All right, we don't always need 2. Andrew, we'll get to that too. Andrew had 2. He had one in the one movie and one in the other movie, but he's just dramatic, okay? Watch your Spider-Man movies. He's dramatic.
That's why Gwen was like...
Other Peter only had 1.
She's like, every time Gwen and Peter are together, or Gwen and Spider-Man are together, it just doesn't end well. She's like, I'm not trying to,
okay,
splat on the ground.
It don't end well. So.
But yeah, I'm just like, Miles being the anomaly makes so much sense.
Oh,
and being the first anomaly, I'm like, yeah.
You weren't supposed to
get bit.
So do we think that the other Miles was supposed to get bit?
That's our theory, is that he was supposed to get bit in their world. He was supposed to be Spider-Man.
We have to know who was supposed to get bit.
Yes.
It might not have been him. Maybe he was supposed to just be the villain.
Or maybe it was like supposed to be his uncle.
It could have been his uncle. Or maybe it was supposed to be a different Peter.
Maybe a different Peter. Maybe, we don't know.
We don't know.
It could have been his dad,
we gotta find out though.
We gotta find out. But him being the anomaly makes so much sense. And also it's like, obviously you knew something was going on because everybody was being so weird around him and being like, no, you can't be a part of our group. Meanwhile, every other Spider-Man. When she said it was a small group, obviously you're not supposed to believe her. But it was also the fact that every time something happened in a world, they were like, yeah, just call up that Spider-Man. I was like, if it's such a small group, how are we calling up every single Spider-Man?
Right.
In every
We went to that world? Spider-Man. He was Spider-Man for 6 months. You're a baby Spider-Man.
We went to Lego Spider-Man.
Okay.
And Miguel said he was one of the best ones.
Period, Lego Spider-Man. I believe it.
Let's talk about Miguel for a second. First of all, Oscar Isaac, my husband. Love him. Second of all, what's his deal? Because
why are you a vampire, Michael?
Why are you a vampire? My thing is that, right, the whole point of these movies is that, not the whole point, but like the whole shtick is what I was trying to say. Shtick. Is that when you meet a new Spider-Man,
they tell you your story.
They tell their story like immediately.
And like, we didn't get it for him, and we didn't really get it for Issa Rae's either.
Yeah, no, we didn't. And I guess they're like, there's too many Spider people to do that
Can't
every
do it
time.
every time.
But these were like bigger characters, so I feel like,
we should.
But for him, we just got him being like, oh,
this is what happened.
Tried to, yeah. So I'm like, okay, but who are you?
But wait, there's more.
It's also because Miles said something where he was like, are you even a Spider-Man or something like that? And I'm like, are you?
Because him off.
Because we also saw him injecting himself.
Yes.
In the beginning. So I'm like,
I saw that.
And he was like, I'm not like the rest of them. I'm like, so are you making yourself into a Spider-Man?
That's what I'm getting.
Constantly?
That's like, what I'm getting.
And I'm like, is this why you're mad at Miles? Because
he's a true Spider-Man and
he's a true Spider-Man and you're not? You're just jealous? You're just jealous.
It's giving jealousy.
It's okay. It's okay, buddy. They would still love you, I'm sure. Maybe.
And even the way that they acted, it's like, why are you so moody? Why don't you joke?
Yeah, they
all Spider-Man joke. We're all sad and we joke and we cope with joking, and you are just brooding over there like Batman.
I love it. Yes, he's the Batman of the Spider-Man, but it's like none of them were really like scared of him. They're just like, dude, relax.
Please.
Calm down.
Take a breath.
Literally, he said, hold my baby.
Gander.
Hold my baby.
Yeah.
It'll make you feel so much better.
I love Peter B.
Me too. And
that's King right there.
I love his baby.
Yeah.
She's adorable.
So cute.
They're on their little missions together.
She said.
She was ready.
I said, that's right, girl.
She said, Dad, look.
Pay attention.
They here. We gotta go.
Yeah. Gwen. She cool.
She cool. She was kind of annoying me, but like I get it. She's going through a lot.
It wasn't like annoying me to the point where I'm like, oh my God, you're annoying. It was like you're doing things and you know you shouldn't be doing this. Yes, you gotta, ignore Easter egg. Go with your gut, not with your brain.
It was normal character annoyance that needs to happen. Like I was mad with Miles being like, damn girl, you ain't tell me.
Yo, Miles is the best of all of y'all. He's an anomaly because he can beast y'all like it's nothing. Can we talk about it?
He's
been doing this for a year and 4 months, and he had all of y'all
got past
easily.
And that's what he said. He was like, I mean, I beat all of them.
All of them. Can we talk about
every single spider person?
Every single one.
Even the dinosaur.
Okay.
First of all, where and why?
Part of it is because y'all need to focus. Y'all, come on now. Be smart.
It's like Peter B said. He's like, we're supposed to be funny and goofy. And it's like, yeah, I get it. But like, come on, y'all. Please.
When you got a mission,
please.
Focus. Okay?
They was all just, I mean, some of them was eating lunch. I get it. They was hungry.
I was busy. Now we all got to run after this.
All got to run after him. Why?
The scene of us finding out all the stuff and seeing... Shout out to Andrew and Toby.
Yes!
Seeing all the stuff. I was on the edge of my seat. I wasn't breathing. We were seeing it all. And then we were seeing what was supposed to happen to Dad. And we were like, oh my God, he is a captain. We saw the captains from the other places. We also saw the captain from the Amazing Spider-Man. Whoa.
It was a lot.
But shout out to my dudes who played Spider-Man twice and 3 times. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and can just ride off of that.
They don't have to do anything.
They didn't have to show up. They just played their clips and they got a check.
Love that for them.
I love that for them.
But it's just like,
They said, screw you, Tom. Yours are ongoing. You don't need another
his
check.
His movies are still happening.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll show up in the next one.
Maybe.
Who knows? But
when they kill Miles' mom and they show... what happened, and
in No Way Home, you get it? No? Okay.
No? Okay. What I need them to do in the next one to have Tom, Toby, and Andrew come and voice some random Spider-Man.
Did they have, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, it was definitely the voice actor for the video game, but I couldn't tell if they also had Toby do a voice for one of the
McGuire?
Yeah. One of the spider people, like one of the just one-off, one-line spider people.
It also, which is crazy because he has such a distinct old-timey voice, so you would think you would hear.
It's just because it sounded like him, but it could have.
Was it somebody? Oh, you recall?
Yeah, I remember it sounded like him, but then I remember thinking that it also could have just been like the person doing the video game voice, which I know Toby did do. I think video game voices, but then there's also other Peter Parker video game voices. And speaking of video games, I loved when Miles went into the room with his friend and he was playing the Spider-Man video game. I was like, hi.
I like that his friend is the guy in the chair, but not the guy in the chair at all. Yeah. That's fun.
He's like, I won't be your guy in the chair.
Also, when we were slowly finding out that he was in the wrong universe, and Mom was like, "What you do to your hair?" And I'm sitting there like,
I was looking at his hair. I was like, I guess it's a little,
it's a little messy. He just got into a tussle,
Yeah.
He's
And then she just kept, and I was like,
"Who's Spider-Man?"
And I was like, his suit was basically full showing.
They kept going back and forth.
Yeah, and I was like,
him and Gwen, and then she went in there and she was like upside down, not in the right place. I was like.
Yeah, and when she peeked through the window, I was looking behind Miles like, can you see her?
Right.
And I'm like, wait, she should be there because her head was just in the window.
She's a white spot. We can find her. Okay?
But yeah, and then she said, who's Spider-Man? And you're like, oh.
And then it's still going.
And then it clicks because you're like, yeah, it did say he was going to Universe 42.
And then
to
he
World
starts
42.
glitching.
And then you're like, 42 isn't his. Which, honestly,
I'm not going to remember which thing is his.
Yeah.
There's a lot of numbers.
They put 42 in this movie so much.
Okay.
Like, when Gwen saw him, he was in that shirt, and it had 42 on it, and there was just so many little details in this.
It's psychological there.
Like, one of the, I love looking at the billboards in the cities, because one of them behind there, it was, like, soda, and it said, it's a generic brand. And that was just the billboard.
I love it.
But getting to, his mom, she was kind of pissing me off.
Oh, yeah. She is that mother.
She was pissing me off.
It's accurate.
Oh, no, it was very accurate.
It's accurate.
And I appreciate
she got there in the end.
No, so. Yeah, she was, like, teetering.
Yes.
She was teetering, because she's like, don't take my son from me.
I'm like,
but also, we got to let him go.
Okay.
But also... Yeah,
it's like she had the two sides, like, logically she knew.
Yeah.
But in her heart.
And that's why she apologized afterward, because she was like, I'm sorry. I just, like...
You know, it just kind of happened.
It just happened. You know, I was just like,
get it. And, you know, like, he's still a baby. He's 15.
He's 15.
He's a baby. He's the age of my little brother. I'm like, you
And
baby.
It's also, like, he's growing up in a different way, because, like, yeah, he's doing what normal teenagers do and just, like, don't want to really be around his parents as much. But it's also because, like, he's fighting crime. Yeah. So it's a little more.
Yep.
I loved, obviously, the animation, but I especially loved the animation in Gwen's world. Like, I loved how her being there, like, her hair changed color. Like, the world, it seemed like in her world, everything changed based on the mood and the tone of the room. Because, like, when it was happy, it was brighter and everything was kind of white. And then as, like, her emotions started piling on, it would start dripping behind her. And, like, her hair would change colors. And, like, even her skin would change colors. And I'm just like, this world is so pretty.
Speaking of animation, World 42 being so visually similar. And then, like, the further we got from the room, the more it changed in animation was so cool. I remember... when everything was, like, weird and we knew that something wasn't right and we stepped out of the room and he's following his mom, who's not his real mom, and he's trying to explain what's going on, there was, like, interesting spots, and for a second I was like, wait, is Spot here about to, like, come in? I didn't know what was going on, but... I
was even, like, looking at the pictures in the background, and I'm like, wait, I don't, like, see his dad anywhere.
I was trying to look at the pictures while also paying attention.
Yeah,
that's just me the whole movie, just trying to look at everything.
It was a lot happening. But since we got there...
So we should talk about
the elephant in the room. So when he was walking, right, when we finally were all there, and we were like, he's in the wrong world.
Yeah.
Then the question became, where's Miles? Because it's like, obviously he's still there because they're talking to him like he's Miles. So, you know, he exists. And it's like, where is he?
Where is he?
And then
we see him.
Hey,
yo. What?
Also, I like that the parallels to when he wrapped up Peter B on the thing. I'm like, they're still the same person, kind of, at the base level. But yeah, so first of all, when he took that hat off, his braids kind of made me laugh a little bit. Not gonna lie. It was just weird.
Cool.
No, they were nice. It was just funny because I was like, that's not what our Miles looks like.
No, it ain't. I was excited because I was sitting here. First of all, I was sitting there the whole time like, when are we seeing Miles? When are we seeing Miles? And then he was sitting there being quiet.
Yes, when Uncle Aaron was quiet, and then he was like, I'm not the Prowler. And then I was like,
come on, I know who the Prowler is.
I was like, Miles, if you don't get down here now.
And they kept talking about his hair, so I was like, I want to see his hair.
And then, like,
his hair. And I was like, oh my god, look at his hair.
Because at first when he was sitting up there, you're like, it's him, right? It's him, and then he drops, and you're like, that frame, that is him.
Mm-hmm.
That is Miles
It
Morales.
couldn't be anybody else.
It couldn't be anybody else. Who else looked like that?
Okay, I'm not gonna blame Miles, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if I'm in a universe that's not mine and somebody drops and they have a shape like mine, I'm immediately, that's me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's my shape.
Yeah.
Oh, you're me. You don't have to take the mask off for dramatic effect. I know. Nobody has a slouch like me. Okay.
He's like, our dad is gonna die. He said,
my dad's dead.
My dad is already
did you miss
dead.
the rest in power?
But I love that it's gonna be like that parallel, because he's probably gonna try to do exactly what Miguel did and be like, so I'm just gonna take your life.
Yes.
Or he's gonna be like, no, I'm just gonna burn your world to the ground.
Whatever it is, I'm here for it.
Either
Let's
way,
hurry up. Let's
I'm
hurry up.
excited. I'm
Get to the
ready.
next one.
I love that there's so many like layers and antagonists, because that's what we were saying. We were like, Miguel, while he's, you know, sus as hell,
he's not a bad guy.
Because like he seems like he genuinely wants to save people. He wants to do the right thing, and he's Spider-Man. He's a Spider-Man, even if he's not like officially a Spider-Man, because we'll get to that whenever that movie comes out.
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't seem like a bad guy. Because
he's just
the reason why we talked about it is because when we were in the car, Anya was like, "Why didn't he just kill Miles when he had a chance?"
Yeah,
and I was
just like I was just wondering why. I'm like, if Miles was the first anomaly,
I was like my guess is he didn't want to. He didn't want to kill him. He doesn't seem like the type who would just want to kill somebody. I mean, he might now, considering everything that happened. But yeah, I could see at that point. I mean, his plan was just to trap him.
He just seems like worn down.
What's his name? Daniel Kaluuya's character.
Yes. Oh my gosh, what's his name?
Someone with M. I keep wanting to say Morphe. Is it A?
I thought it was H.
Hobie?
Something like that. Loved him.
Yeah, I didn't at first. Hobart.
I also didn't like him at first.
He was like so extra. Like
it was also because like, just as Miles was like, can you understand him? I was like, I don't know what he's saying to me right now.
You know?
It took me a while. I had to like tune my ears to his accent. I was like, what are you saying?
And then also like his animation was cool, but it was also like a lot next to the other ones. Like, wow, you're hard to look at and listen to.
Yeah. It was a lot.
But as soon as he started like laughing at Miles, when he was like, I'm not doing this isn't happening, he just laughed. I'm like,
bro, period. Literally when
and
Miles
he said, just so you know, I quit.
Yeah, he was like, I didn't want to be here anyway. But like,
y'all suck.
I'd just be bored.
I can't wait. And then he's going to show up with the team.
Yes.
Okay, that's a great team.
Because he's here for some anarchy.
Mm-hmm.
We love it.
Yeah.
And you know what? When Miles was sitting there and like everybody that he knew started showing up, all the other Spider-Men, I was like, oh, so we're all here.
Yeah, everybody's here.
I was like,
this is wild.
I would be pissed too.
This is wild.
Because I'd be like,
and I have a day pass.
You're all sitting here talking about me?
That's crazy.
Really? And you know what? This is why Miles is the most powerful. He's like,
he beat all of y'all easily.
He beat all of them. And they're all worried about him.
And it's also
all
the
about
fact
him.
that they were all trying to stop him, but at the same time, like, they kept being so impressed by him. I love it.
First of all,
anytime he did anything, they're like, hey, wait.
Yes, Gwen, when he
said, this is my baby daddy.
Yeah, when he pushed Miguel off of him, she was like, oh. That's like when he was talking to the AI girl, and she was like, let's go. Because he was like,
hey, Amanda. Did I say your name right?
Amanda?
I don't think so. There's a correct pronunciation. No, I'm pretty sure that wasn't it. But hey, girl.
Yeah, no, it was such a cute movie. It was so good. I loved every second of it. There was so much that I'm sure we didn't even talk about because so much happened. So much to process.
Great movie. Go see it.
Yeah, go see it. I'm so excited for the next one.
Yeah.
Like, so excited.
I need it
right now.
Yep. I'll be taking off for that. I'll be taking off of work.
Yes,
for that.
Because we gotta.
It's gonna be it's like.
That's why this is so late now with movies, because Ishara works on weekends, so we can't.
Ishara works on Thursdays specifically.
We would watch it
the very first day on Thursday, and then on top of that, I work all weekend.
Yeah. So. Womp womp. Is there anything else?
I don't have anything else to say as of
I
right now.
also don't. It was just it was great.
Excellent cinema.
Animation is cinema.
Yes.
And deserves to be treated as such. You saw that hard work they put into that movie?
Oh my god.
It was great.
I saw a clip of Haley, and she was saying that in the first movie she was doing all of her acting and voice work by herself, and then she found out that other people did it together, and she was like, well, put me in the room with them. I don't want to be by myself. But all I can ever think of is that one line in the first movie. I don't remember, but we were watching it for the reaction, which is on here if you want to check it out. And Miles like did whatever he had to do, and she said, you figured it out. And she said it in like such a weird tone, and we were like, did they tell her the way she was supposed to say?
Yeah,
you figured it out.
she
Everybody's like,
probably
hey,
just,
Mom, she
like,
said, you figured it out.
She wasn't in the room.
And I just keep thinking about her not being in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's why. Put her in the room.
Yeah.
We got to work together here. You figured it out.
You figured it out.
You figured it out. You're supposed to be excited, girl. You figured it out.
Yeah.
You figured it out. Okay.
No, I loved it.
Yeah. That's all I had to say.
I just loved like the story being told in this one. Like there was just so much. It's like being in control of your own destiny, but also being aware that there are things that you just can't control.
Yeah.
And it's like
finding the balance of that.
The balance between
this
that.
one feels more like it's leaning that way.
Which
so
way?
I'm feeling like the next one's gonna be leaning the other way. That way being you're in charge of your own destiny.
Yes. And then the next way being like
you are, but
there are many things in life that you can't control.
Like he learned that lesson. He got there. He is in charge of his own destiny. He figured out he'd be all the Spider-Man, and he got there.
Yes. But now it's like
you can write your story, but life does have a plan for you.
Yeah. And even if it doesn't have a plan, it's just there are things that are going to happen that you can't.
Lessons you got to learn, my guy.
Yeah. So.
He's going to learn them.
He will. And we will be there with him.
We are going
and
to
we will probably cry.
I expect to cry.
Well, I cried with Uncle Aaron.
I cry at movies all the time, especially in a movie theater. I think it's the darkness. I'm like, nobody can see me sob right now.
There was a child next to me.
Yeah.
Not next to, but like a few seats down.
And then there was nobody in between, so next to.
And that child's mother was not telling them to shut up enough for me.
We saw an 8:40 movie. We didn't get out until 11.
I'm like, why is your kid here? We all know, and if you don't know this, I feel like you need to know. Babies and children that don't know how to shut up in a movie theater.
The latest they can go is 5.
Latest.
Also,
that is why they have early morning movies. That is for them. That is for them and old people.
Get them dinner and go get them to sleep.
Go home.
If they go in at 5, that means they're getting out of there at like 8. Perfect time for sleep.
And I'm like, I get it. If you're like, oh, when I should get to see the movie. Yeah.
And also,
and you know what? You had a kid. That's your decision. Okay?
I'll punt a child.
I will. I literally kept looking over. I was like...
She did. I saw her look over a lot.
Because I was like, shut up. Shut up. And it's not the same as if it was like an airplane. Because, we can't control a kid on an airplane. That's fine. Whatever. But a movie theater? Kids do get to travel. But a movie theater, they're literally time slots. It is 8 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Put that baby to bed.
Isn't damn near 9 o'clock. Okay, we got in at 8:40 plus previews.
He was at least like 3 years old. Like, What is he doing here? Also...
There's a little boy. I thought it was a little girl.
I don't know. I shouldn't assume, I guess. They were like 3 years old and they needed to be in bed. And I was just upset. They didn't even really care. Because you know what? The mom also missed the beginning of the movie getting popcorn. So, like, if you're not going to respect it, get out. That's my spiel.
Yeah, that's our
if you have children, don't take them to the movies past 5 o'clock. Unless they know how to shh.
Because at that point, we've seen movies before 5. We're like, okay, there's children here. That's on us.
Exactly. Like, if I see a movie at 10 a.m., I'm not going to be mad when kids are talking.
Right? It's their movie, especially if I'm seeing a movie like Spider-Man.
Yes.
This is their domain. Or like The Little Mermaid. We saw that at 12. I knew there would be children.
There was going to be kids.
They
and
were
you know
fine,
what?
though.
They were silent.
They were great in that. Okay, Holly had them together. We're losing the plot.
We are. We lost it a long time ago.
So,
yeah.
That's our review.
That's our review. We loved it.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
10 tens. Okay.
Ben 10.
10, 10, Ben 10.
Great movie.
Yeah. And
if you know the names of all the Spider-Men, let us know.
Oh, yes. And their voice actors.
And their
Which
one was the one that Andy Samberg played? Because
I saw the name, but
we don't know who
that doesn't
that
mean anything to me.
It means nothing. We looked up the cast first of all. And this is what the thing about animation is, because you will hear the voices.
I looked up Oscar Isaac immediately. I was like, nope, this will bother me the whole movie. As soon as he said 2 lines, I was like, who is this? I saw Oscar Isaac. I was like, you're damn right it is.
I forgot this man was in this movie. So literally the whole time I was like, whose voice?
And I was not going to do that.
Is this?
I refused to do that. And I remember I pulled my phone out and you looked at me and I was like,
I knew you were looking up somebody's voice, but I was like, I'm a figure it out later.
And you did it.
Every time Miguel spoke, I was like, I know this voice. My brain is like going through the wheel of people. It's like, who could this possibly be? Also, Miles' dad.
Yeah, is what's his name? From
Paper
all
Boy.
that stuff, yeah.
Paper
Yes.
Boy, Alabama Paper Boy.
I kind of, there's sometimes where I wish I didn't know that voice actor, because now I'm like, next time I watch this, I'm gonna see that.
I knew that Daniel was I knew that
I don't
he
think
was.
I say his name right.
That's why I don't say his last name, because I don't know how to say it. I don't.
When I did a
research
research paper on Get Out, I figured out how to pronounce it.
And then you forgot.
And then I forgot. And I know it's close to what I'm saying. It could be what I'm saying. It's just that I haven't.
Yeah, I need to hear him say it.
Yeah.
But I knew that was his voice. When he was talking, I was like, that sounds like him.
Yeah, that's what reminded me of Alfie from House of Anubis. My House of Anubis fans know.
Best character.
Okay, and is. Don't argue with me. Argue with the wall. Second best is Jerome. Anyway.
And their love story?
Anyway.
Losing the plot.
Where's the plot? Is the plot in the room with us now? I don't have anything else to say.
Me either. I could just talk about everything in this movie.
Everywhere.
All at once.
Another great multiverse movie with great editing.
I know. I'm like, okay, you know how like movies have like themes? Like it's like time periods of movies that have themes. This time period is multiverse.
Yes.
Every movie is about the multiverse.
Maybe they're letting us like softly introducing us to
the
multiverse. Yeah. We're about to see a whole bunch of us's.
They figured it out like 100 years ago, and they're like, okay, I think we can finally like.
Our Earth is the only one that doesn't know about it, or at least doesn't go to all the different ones.
That's fun.
Could you imagine?
I mean, I figured if there's a multiverse, I'm like, wow, we're a boring one.
Yeah.
Not much is happening here.
Or maybe we're interesting. That would be sad.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I would hope that we're not the most interesting one, because, like, we don't even have superpowers.
We don't have anything, really.
At least that we know of.
Maybe we have more creativity. Maybe there's universes without, like, music. That would be really sad. Music's amazing.
Wow. Yeah.
Or, like, universes without stories.
Yeah, my idea was always that I'm like, every story that's written is a universe that's out there somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if they're created from the stories that are created, or if these people are just happening to tune into those multiverses.
I don't know.
What's your theory?
If you watch to the end.
If you watch to the end, first of all, which one of those Spider-Men was your favorite? I think mine might have been the cowboy. And the horse. He was like, why does the horse need a mask? To cover his face.
I liked the one voiced by Amanda.
I did like her too.
I don't know,
she was like, I'm just at home. Bitch. She said, I am at home eating chips.
She was fixing her hair. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, of course, Peter B.
And of course, Peter B.
And Miles, of course. Like,
And
that
the
goes
main
without
cast,
saying. That goes
yeah,
without saying.
outside of the main cast. I also honestly like Miguel. I just want to know more about him.
I like him, too.
He's very interesting.
Likeable. Yeah.
He's very interesting. And he's funny
He's also,
without,
in the way.
trying to be funny. He is.
Go away. As a true antagonist.
Yeah. Not a villain. Antagonist.
Antagonist. Not a villain yet.
Which is a word
I don't know where his story takes him.
The internet needs to understand. Just because someone's a bad guy doesn't mean they're a bad guy.
Okay, because, like, I remember one time we talked about an antagonist.
Yes, and people were like, they're not the villain. It's like,
we said the word antagonist. We said antagonist. And then
you guys remember,
and I remember
English class?
I remember somebody commented and they were like, they're not an antagonist, and then proceeded to describe an antagonist.
It was Wednesday.
Because we were talking about Bianca.
And having a black antagonist.
Yes.
In the, like, at least in the beginning. Like, you know,
and everybody was like, she's not an antagonist. And I'm like, she is, though.
Yeah, they're like, she's not a bad guy.
We didn't say she was a bad person, a villain, or anything like that.
Just said she was an antagonist to the main character.
Okay, anybody can be an antagonist. I've been antagonist. Even to people. You've been an antagonist.
Even if the main character is a villain, the hero is then the antagonist. If we are following the villain's story.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
So
the antagonist is whoever is against.
Walk with us.
You know? Talk with us.
Okay. Are you here?
Listen.
Did you catch up?
You get it?
I don't think you're saying anything crazy.
A villain is an antagonist.
Okay.
An antagonist is not always a villain. Got it? We good? Cool. Yes, he's a great antagonist.
English class and
this video.
Did we say an emoji? Give us a spider.
Yeah.
And the number 42. From where that spider came from. And answer any question that you want. But particularly, I want to know who you think that spider was supposed to bite. From World 42. That's what I think. Do you also think it was Miles? Yes. Do you think it was somebody else?
Yeah.
Let us know.
And if there's something in the comics that, like, says who was supposed to bite, don't say it.
Yeah, if you know something that you think could be a spoiler for the next movie, don't say it.
If it's a guess,
and that's
great. But if you know something from the comics, don't say it.
That's our rule
until after.
For all things, because you guys did it a lot.
Yes.
We want to be surprised.
Yes. Please do not tell us all
after
of the comic stuff.
Well, in the comics they did it. Yeah. That's cool. I would love to know, but I don't want to know if you actually think this is specifically the story they're doing. I want to experience it.
Like when you guys told us that Hulk's son was going to show up, and then it kind of just ruined.
And then he showed up, and I wasn't like, he has a son. I was like, oh, look, it's a son.
So, like, if something happens in the comics and you think it could happen, just don't say it.
There's a fine line to walk there.
There is.
There's a gray area.
And it's okay. It's okay if you're confused.
Yeah. And I'm not going to get mad at you for doing it, but just, try not to. Thanks. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.